So, I mean, you've seen these walls here with some cacti, and if you have to transport them regularly, it might be nice to
Wait,
a minecart.
whoa. Hold on, how'd you do that?
Just by pressing a button.
I know, is there a...
So there's a bunch of minecarts stored
rail?
below. Yeah, there's a rail below this block, and we shoot them off. And once it's filled...
It's an activator rail below.
Is it... Do you need translocation for that, or does it just go through
just
the
for the, let's say, storage for the minecarts, but that could be done without. So,
cool.
at this point, we just send it off. It disappears through these slabs because there's rails below, which is a nice little trick.
Wait, you don't need soul sand for this, though?
No, slabs work as well. Anything that's not a full block.
I did not know that. So right below the slab, you've got a rail.
Yep.
That
basically makes the minecart snap.
Yeah.
So yeah, we fill them up, and
you only got one rail showing. That's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then we just send them off.
That's so cool.
Maybe Mango can fill up the rest.
Sorry. So can you just
I think
say
two are enough.
what does pushing this? What's the purpose of pushing this button?
Just
get a new minecart.
Send one minecart off and get a new one.
And then you manually fill it.
Yeah. It just would take too long to fill up chest minecarts. Hopper minecarts can suck by themselves, but chest minecarts you would have to fill up with normal hoppers. And the maximum we can point into one is probably something like 6 or so. And then it would all get quite complex.
You've got you fill it up with cacti, and then they go into to be smelted.
Actually, they are going on a trip first.
Oh, they're going on a trip. You treat your cacti well.
Yeah, we have a little station here. Maybe someone can fill up one more chest minecart, just so we can see them coming out here. Ah, now we can see it. It's riding up here.
And did that guy just... Oh, he came from below. Okay.
Yeah, it came from below. Rides up this rail.
Does that slab trick work even when it's going from up?
No. It's just a slanted rail that basically goes through a block then.
Right.
So yeah, it goes up here, and... Well, you might ask why there's a tripwire there.
Why is there a tripwire there?
Because we have different slots here. So maybe someone can stand in the tripwire for a second. Oh. And this rail turns over. So just the first rail here. Oh. Yeah. Do you see it? So that basically detects if a player is riding in here, because the player will always go in the first slot.
Now, why would a player be riding this?
Because we need a chunk loader. And we just use a player here. And all the other ones...
For what?
Well, let's say the rail here is a bit longer. Then we could load directly.
To travel.
So yeah, and the other slots back here, basically they get filled up with one chest minecart each. So we can put up to 8 chest minecarts in here. And the station automatically builds a train out of them.
The station automatically builds a train out of them. Can we demonstrate that?
Sure.
I could go and fill chest cards.
Oh yeah, maybe fill one more. Do we have one more?
Don't send any more. Would take too long to get
back. We could... Yeah, we don't have to smelt everything.
Okay, so
anyway,
where did that first one go? The second slot?
It just goes in here. Like the first one goes basically up here. So this rail would have been turned around, so it would go up the hill. Second one
and then how do we detect that one is full?
There's a detector rail on top. So they just rest on a detector rail. And as you can see, this one here is now curved differently than the previous ones. So we have 3 rails.
Right, this is the next one. Okay.
Yeah. So we have 3 rails where there are already minecarts in. And the 4th one would be the next slot to be filled. And then once a player rides in, that's something we can actually test by heading down again.
So this system has a downside that only one player can use it at once. So
yeah, it's made for one player, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, I'll just ride it, and you can see it from on top what's happening. Because this is now pretty cool. So, I'm now in the slot.
Oh, hold on.
You can see the lights turning on one after another, and one gets shot off.
I missed it a little bit, but I think I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just on a translocator line, which
so you go through the thing,
it's quite a bit off.
After the player goes through, that automatically releases the train, right?
Exactly. It basically creates a launch sequence, which is not really needed.
So you've got... Sorry, go ahead.
So basically, it has a small launch sequence which looks quite nice, I think. With all the sounds you heard, like this constantly getting higher pitched. But this is basically just for the fun of it. And yeah, then it sends everything off.
And the purpose of having the player at the end is so because you need to load the chunks that the train's going along, so you're picking up the end of it.
You could also ride it.
Yep.
So we send in
just
one
hop in
more
the minecart.
minecart, and if you head down,
hold on,
just need to jump in this minecart here.
I'm coming.
There's also a string to detect the player, so just jump in there.
Yep.
In here. Okay.
It's a nice hands-free system.
Great. No.
So while we're
where
waiting,
we have to head back.
No,
again.
just go down the stairs and jump in the minecart. Downstairs.
Downstairs.
Downstairs there's a minecart waiting for you.
Oh, down here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'm coming.
And while we're waiting here, writing, I'll just explain for my viewers a bit what's happening here. So yeah, as I mentioned, there's a detector rail in each of these slots. And what's happening is basically this piston here retracts, or these pistons retract these iron bars, so the way is, the path is open. And well, this kind of relies on translocation still. So when this rail is being pushed, basically there's a minecart on top of it, of course, and so the minecart gets set in front of the rail. So it basically gets set into this slot here and just drops down on the next activator rail. And
you're talking about the translocator.
Exactly. Well, about the launch station.
Oh, yeah.
And sets it onto the translocator. And yeah, I mean, the same thing happens with the player, and everything's delayed a bit, so things don't clump up too much. And yeah, this up here is all the redstone that does this launch sequence, which is mostly for the fun of it.
I can't see what you're pointing to, but
yeah, exactly. I was just pointing out for my viewers while you were riding.
Oh, okay.
And I hope you had a nice trip.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you very much. So where did we? What's the point of going out there? What happens to those minecarts?
Well, they get separated here. So again, with a string, we detect if it's a player minecart or not.
Oh wait, we're in a different place. Oh sorry, we're in a different place.
Exactly.
I thought we just made a big loop. Okay, we're in a different place. Gotcha.
It's a different place, and this is actually at our big furnace array. So since this was fairly close by, I mean just like 1.5 kilometers or so, we decided to go through the overworld and just come here. So we separate the chest minecarts, which go up here, from the player, who goes just up here.
This is the player path, yeah.
Yeah. So we just arrive here, and now we have these two nice slots here. So once we press a button in here, we get a minecart.
Neat.
Yep, so there's a small minecart dispenser, so to speak, in there. And if you take a look inside,
yeah,
we got the cacti. So
oh, and this is the minecart that came from
exactly
the.
So it just gets stored in this little system. We can then put it in the furnace array here. So again, there's a distribution system below. And
this is you manually fill that.
Yeah, we have to transfer that manually because we don't use it too often, and it would be difficult to include it with the system here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's this one?
We'll see that in a second. So once we take out everything from this minecart,
so you fill up the minecarts from the cacti farm.
Yep. Bring them over here.
Bring it over here through chunk loading. You press a button. You get the minecart back. Fill it up.
Well, actually, we empty it first. So on this side, we empty it.
I meant empty. Yeah.
And do you see something? Ah, we're just gone. So yeah, these stations are actually quite comfortable. So we only have to press the button once for the first one. And once we empty a minecart, it automatically gets sent off and a new one is dispensed.
What? So, the minecart detects, so it detects when it's empty?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, very
So
cool.
you can just try to, let me just take out some stuff and maybe just take out the rest. Yeah, sure.
Can I go in spectator mode and see the redstone for that?
Sure. Maybe Mango can do that, and while you're in there, I will just empty the minecart.
Okay. Oh, I see it now. Let's see.
And
what?
Oops.
That's awesome.
Yep. Okay, for me it glitched a bit, but now there's a new minecart, and we'll just dump everything into our furnace.
How do you ensure that only one gets pushed into here?
That's actually a nice thing about translocation. When it was still working, that you could make these super easy minecart dispensers. So they just work on their own. They automatically only dispensed one, which was pretty cool.
Oh, neat.
So it's a shame to lose this feature.
Oh, man. Yeah, really does. And now I'm learning it's even more of a shame than I originally thought.
Oh yeah, it's really a shame.
Oh, no.
But at some point, of course, the cacti are smelted, and we have the cactus green, which currently arrives in the chest above our head here. So, yeah, I mean, this is our normal large furnace array. We've already shown that in a pretty old tour, I think. So we take stuff out of here.
Hold on, got a bad connection. Okay, there we go. Here we go.
All right. So, yeah, with the second station, we press a button once for the first minecart and fill it back up with the cactus dye. So you should definitely look in this chest on top here, because it's quite impressive how quickly stuff is filled in.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And
are you taking it out as we speak?
Yeah, I was taking it out.
Yeah, okay.
Because now when we fill up this minecart here, can I make it full? No, still need a bit more.
Okay, the second slot. Okay.
Exactly. Then let's wait for a little more. Okay, that should be sufficient. So
I assume this one detects when it's full.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it gets pushed off, and we have a new one, which is empty. So basically, once we empty a minecart over here, it gets sent over to the other place and gets stored there
until
we fill it.
You mean to the second slot here?
Exactly, and well, first on a sort of dispenser for the second slot, and then it gets put in here. We fill it up with the cactus dye, and once we send it off here, either by pressing the button or just filling it up completely, well, guess what happens? It goes back into the station. Yeah, well, we get a new one, but the minecart that's filled up then gets dispensed, or sorry, gets prepared for the launch again. So it just goes down here.
Why would it need to be launched again? Isn't it full of?
Well, we have to go back, right? So now it's full of green, and we bring it back to the flower farm.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay, so it's very easy to just, rather than building a whole new furnace array, right? You just
we just bring it over, use it here,
you just
and
do something 1,000 times more complicated, right? Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So, yeah, and I mean, here's the sort of player way to get out. It's a bit squeezed in, but in principle, it comes from this rail. Like, it just merges with the player rail, and then gets split up again into the different slots. So this is the same launch station. It's the same station as we had before on the other side.
Is there a video on this one? This station here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I showed it at some point.
I'd love to see one of those, because I would like to.
Yeah. So the problem is also the station.
Not gonna happen. It's outdated.
Yeah, the station also needs a bit of translocation, like to push you off here, which is a shame. So if translocation comes back,
the part that I'm really interested in is not the launch itself. It's the sorting.
Oh, that stuff. Yeah, I mean that's pretty easy. There's not too much to do with it, and if there's an interest in just having these slots, then I can definitely do something on that.
So for those of you who don't know, when you send a minecart chest through, right, it does not activate the tripwire, but if you send a player on a minecart through, the hitbox is higher and it does activate.
Exactly.
So that's how they detect whether it's a player or not.
Yep. Oh, and we just had a chest here. Methods? Can just move out of the way. There's a chest minecart behind you.
Oh,
So yeah, as you've seen, this one goes by to one of the slots further back, and gets sorted in here. And with that, I think we should head back. So some people might take the train again.
Maybe just ride it back.
Maybe TRS, do you want to take it back?
Yeah.
So you can see the chests.
Because I would recommend, once you're back, immediately go in spectator mode and look what happens with the minecart. Because it's a bit different on the other side.
That might be worth it.
Yeah, TS could go spectate Regu then.
Oh yeah, you can just spectate me, so
Okay.
we'll both see the same. Yeah, so this is just something we do for the recording here. Basically,
I completely forgot about this feature.
because we can only use one player in this system. It's not really recording friendly. But yeah, we take off with the chest minecarts. as you can see, everything's riding nicely behind each other. Beautiful lag spike. And
The thing
just going
that
through
I'm really
tunnel.
interested in about the minecart thing there is the fact that I don't know, it's so cool to see, you know, really compact, tileable designs. You know, the separation of the minecarts into the train. That's the part that I'm most interested in.
Yeah, that one actually took just a few minutes to design, so it's nothing
Yeah, it's
complex.
nice and simple, but
Yep.
often the simplest things can be the most useful.
And let's head down here. So, yeah, the minecarts end up here on another rail where they get stacked, and they get shot out one after another. And we detect if they have some contents, or if they are empty, so we can separate the player minecarts from the chest minecarts. So they need to have at least some content in themselves, but as long as there's something in them, they go a different route where they get emptied. So the default route here is going into a cactus, which we just do for player minecarts, because otherwise we would have to craft them again into chest minecarts.
What's the purpose of the activator rail at the right next to the comparator?
Next to the comparator?
Yeah.
There's no activator rail.
I'm sorry, I mean
the
detector rail.
The detector rail. Oh, that's to read out the chest contents.
Yeah.
So if you have a detector rail...
I didn't realize you needed
no, you need a detector rail. So a detector rail with a comparator gives you a signal proportional to the content of a chest or hopper minecart.
I thought it was just the comparator.
Because a normal detector rail only gives you 15 or 0, like 15 if there's a minecart, 0 if not. And with the comparator you actually get an analog signal telling you how much is in the minecart.
Very nice.
And yeah, so we split it up into player minecarts, which we just provide again for the player station, and the other stuff gets emptied with another unloading system. It's a little slower
it
here.
automatically empties every minecart.
Yeah. And we basically stock up on chest minecarts here again. So we store them down here, and yeah, this is just a rail we've seen before, where they come up.
Whoa! It's so cool. It all comes back together.
Yep.
So you never ever need to you know, restock this thing.
Not really. I mean, if something screws up and we lose a chest minecart, we might have to replace it, which happens every now and then. But
it's self-sufficient, other than
exactly.
You know, loading and unloading.
It's a closed system,
chests.
So no need to insert additional minecarts.
Very, very cool.
The only thing could go wrong if you send empty minecarts, so that's not intended.
Yeah. Huh. But that's a hit we had to take. And yeah, then
and so they go up here.
The screen gets stored.
Oh, that's
on
amazing.
Top here again.
I really like how we managed to squeeze in the item elevator, so because like if you
Oh
look
yeah,
at it,
it's
it
kind of
just
in the
looks
wall.
like it's like this oh hey, there's not an array of chests, but you don't see the item elevator at all.
Yeah, so the item elevator, basically the blocks that prevent items from glitching out or keep them from trying to move to the side are the hoppers themselves and the outside wall of the building. So it's almost
awesome.
a one-wide elevator here,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. And yeah, then it's just a water stream on top of hoppers
One good news about 111, you know, is that it's much easier to build item elevators. They're slower, but it's easier.
Oh yeah.
And they're much more reliable.
Oh, those are.
Yeah, I mean, those are also nicely reliable. They work really well.
Right, but I mean, they're not. I think, you know, 1 in 1,000 items, right, glitches out or something like that.
No,
I've never seen one glitch out.
We haven't seen any
Really?
glitching out. Yeah, it's really nice to use them.
Is this TDL's design or Joe's design?
That's Mango's design.
Yeah, it's based on Nathan Ryan's design.
So it uses a trapdoor and the pressure plate to detect incoming items.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty nice. But now we also have the cactus green. And I mean, some colors we have to get externally.
All panicking about that? sorry, what you said?
Yeah, I mean, what's the last color that we can actually produce? Which we don't get from another farm.
There's one more.
One more.
Ink sacs? Well, we get them from another farm.
No. If you put TIs back into well, maybe.
Oh, right, brown dye. So we still need the cactus. The cocoa beans. And those are just in the last building here.
Follow us over here.
So we've seen this building before a little bit in the
So
Was
in
the
our
last
class,
Saturn?
no, it was
two
too
No,
early.
Oh,
it's like 3 ago or something.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of time ago because we had to squeeze in some others. And
That's the glass storage.
you might
here.
know this huge
It's a
wall
very
full of
striking
glass.
design. Striking colors. Sorry?
I mean, it's pretty large, the storage. So we have a bunch of glass here and the same again on the top floor. So
Do
in
you
total,
guys
about
do-
3 million.
Do you guys do sand duplication?
Yes.
So we showed this in one
all this
episode,
glass here-
this entire system, where we start from a sand duper and our nether farm, where we get some blaze rods to smelt everything. Everything gets transported through the dimensions, including chunk loading and everything. It gets melted in a furnace array near spawn, and then gets transported out here over something like 2,000 or 3,000 blocks.
Cool. So,
While nobody's on the server.
Oh yeah, that's the nicest thing, because it produces
That's
quite a lot
very
of lag, but we don't need anyone on the server.
so just to be clear, that this is separate from the cocoa beans are their own thing.
Yeah, the cocoa beans are just these 2 nano farms here. Well, nano in some sense. And they're actually pretty fast, so we're
Wait,
using
you
a
can
bunch
use
of...
bone meal on cocoa beans?
Yep.
My whole world has been turned upside down. How did I not know that?
Well, it's those small details that you hardly pay attention to, right?
Oh, how did I not know that?
Yeah, so we have 2 dispensers
I
here.
don't
We just
know.
have to fill them manually, but
Yeah, have
yeah,
some.
you get
So
quite a
you
lot of cocoa
stand
beans.
Dragon
here.
can try out the second one.
Oh, right.
Awesome.
The only reason we built 2 is for symmetry and
Symmetry, yeah.
fun. So you can farm cocoa beans together.
Wait. What's all this
Ah,
back here?
now I got it.
Why all this?
We push the block you blend the cocoa bean on with a zero tick, so you can blend the next one right after.
So there's
So
always a
if you
block you
didn't-
can place the cocoa bean against. You don't have any block 36 in there. If you look closer, you hardly can see the block moving.
So if you didn't have this, if you just had a regular piston, what would happen?
Would be much slower.
It'd be much slower.
Like the
And
log
so
you're
it's-
clicking on basically moves. You barely can see it, that fast is it?
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Is it moving out or in?
It's
Back and
actually
forth.
shifting.
Back and forth.
I mean,
right.
like, is it going away from the player or towards the player?
Let's
No,
just
from left to right.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't even able to see that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's cool. Nice design.
Yeah,
so, can we take a look at the zero tick in there?
Sure. I mean, you can see most of it from outside, but let's take a look
Yeah,
inside.
so let's take a look. So, you start by, first of all, how do you detect when the cocoa bean is full?
We don't really need to detect it.
It happens
Just
with
Yeah, with 2 bone meal, it happens pretty much always.
Okay,
Yep,
so
always happens.
what's the what activates the machine?
A clock.
Okay, oh, I see here. So you've got a clock going here. Here it is. You power this block, powers this redstone, goes through here. Is this that's a regular piston? I'm just trying to see. The zero tick is happening. What's the purpose of these hoppers?
They provide a certain single strength, so they don't power the wrong piston.
Oh, I see. So
The
I'm
end
just
can
trying to see
only
where
reach
is
one.
the zero tick happening?
It's with the slime block, which basically
With the
cuts
slime
off
block.
a wire.
Cutting off a wire. I see. So in the same tick that this comparator is powering the iron block, which powers this thing, in the same tick, the slime block is cutting off the
Yep.
redstone.
Exactly.
So it's
and
a
that's
dual edge
sending a
zero tick
pulse.
generator. It happens if you push it forth and back.
And when you pull it back because of the 2 comparators, right. And so that gives a zero tick pulse to both of these pistons.
Yep, they alternate. That's why we need the single strength.
They alternate. What do you
So
mean?
you have the
I mean,
signal
if you would
strength, which
power
is
both
only...
pistons all the time,
Hello?
then
Okay.
only the blocks wouldn't move because always one piston would have priority. So that's why we alternate.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking how, because, depending on the direction. So, the fact that you have these hoppers here, right, this one is going to give a little bit more signal than this one is, because there's more, distance to go. I see. That's very cool.
Depending on which one we take,
Cool.
we activate the corresponding piston.
0 ticks are very interesting to me. Alright, cool.
And when all comes together, and I mean, this is why we sort of combined these two things. So we have the 3 million glass storage here, where all the glass that gets smelted near spawn and transport here gets stored.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I ended that episode pretty much facing just this wall, and turning around, you can see even more chests, now with all the different colored glass variants.
Does this get automatically sorted?
No. We just sorted in manually because we essentially crafted here.
What's with the piston here?
So you,
Ah.
To stand on.
Stand
So
on.
here at the end we have
Yeah.
this switch, so you could reach the chests at the top.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little detail, so it's easier to reach
Yeah.
the ones at the very top. And yeah, with all the
What's
glass
with the what's the sign up there?
sign.
I think we forgot to remove it.
Oh,
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Didn't, you never thought it.
Yeah.
There's no
Alright,
sign.
yeah,
cool.
took quite some time to craft all this glass, but
Aren't that?
now we have these 3 times. How many are there? 8, so 24 double chests of each color,
What? Oh my god.
which is a little bit, but once you need stained glass for a project, you usually need a large quantity of one color, or maybe 2, and yeah, then it's just nice to have everything ready, and we can just
Yeah.
craft it in bulk.
Have you shown the sand duplicator yet?
Yep, we have
Okay.
an episode on the whole glass production. So until the glass ends up here in the storage.
Ragu, you have one?
That's yeah, there's one pretty long episode showing everything.
I need to catch up on your series. I'm behind. A lot behind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so
Neat.
I think with that we've shown everything here around our flower farms.
So how long did this whole area take? How long ago did you start it?
Ooh, that's hard to tell. I mean, we finished it quite some time ago, but I think we've been building on it for, I don't know, a couple weeks. It's hard to tell because there were always some small details we added, and someone felt like, maybe let's add a bit more decoration and some flowers and whatnot. So
Nice.
yeah, it took quite some time until everything was in the state it's now. But we had a lot of fun building it, actually. It was really
Yeah.
enjoyable.
I really
And
like
for
the
once,
tunnel
something
here.
different.
Tunnel is the best part.
The tunnel to nowhere.
It just goes
Over
around
here.
the corner.
I mean,
to
the
have
speed has to come
impression-
from somewhere, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
So
you have the impression it comes from somewhere, but it just ends.
this thing, but
It
there's
just
nothing. So maybe
That's
because
cool.
it's
Wait,
so
what's,
fitting.
What's through here?
Nothing. There's nothing there.
It's so
There's
fitting.
nothing?
Let's
Yeah.
go to the end of the tunnel because we've also
First-
reached the end of what we can show here. So
Is there
kind
something
of a
beyond
fitting
there?
place to end everything. No, there's not really.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Why did you cover that up? There's something you're hiding from me.
No spoilers.
Oh. Okay, so let's wrap this up here. I think we had quite a long tour, but we also had quite a lot to show. So I hope you guys out there enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And of course, TRS, thanks for joining us here for this tour.
Yeah, thank you guys. I had a lot of fun. I recommend checking out everybody's channel. Will be in the description. SciCraft information in the description. I'll try and link videos that were mentioned. These guys are the best of the best. This is the elite masters of technical Minecraft. So if you're into that sort of thing, this is where it's at. Thank you guys very much for having me.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining us. And with that, bye everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye.